Hello, welcome back to another video. I want to share with you how BMNR stock is printing money in my Robinhood portfolio and how I'm selling options on this stock and making a lot of premium. If you like this kind of content, I talk about selling options on some of my favorite stocks and see if I can turn that into a new income stream. If you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button. If you like this content, please hit that like. That way it reaches more people. I'm trying to get to enough watch hours finally to monetize this channel. So that'd mean the world to me. Because right now I've been making videos for the past year plus, absolutely making no money. I just like doing it. And if I could make money, then might as well try, right? And that's what the theme of today's video is. The portfolio ended a little bit down today, but compared to yesterday, that's okay. I think yesterday we were up over 10 grand in one day. So a little dip is just fine. And if you look at my options that I have sold here on the right, you can see a lot of new BMNR positions. And for me, BMNR is the perfect play because I like Ethereum as a cryptocurrency, more so a functional cryptocurrency, and I also like Bitcoin. These are the only two I ever put my money into. And BMNR obviously holds a lot of Ethereum. If you didn't already know, it's just an Ethereum treasury, kind of like MSTR is to Bitcoin. So if I can make money selling options on this particular stock, I will do just that. For instance, just to show you how much you can make from selling puts on BMNR, I can sell one that expires in 3 days. Let's say a $48 strike with a zero point 0.2 delta and still make $64 in premium doing this, which is wild to me. When I sell options, I typically look for a week out or a couple weeks out and nothing more. And that's because to me, it gives me more flexibility when it comes to selling options versus having something tied up for 6 months at a time. And I believe a lot of the theta decay happens in the last week. So theoretically, I can make the most money selling weekly options. However, every now and then I like to sell an option that expires pretty far out in expiration. For instance, that's what I ended up doing today. If we go look at BMNR as a whole here on Robinhood, we'll be able to see that I sold a put today. And even though it's worth more right now, I made $1,020 for selling this February 20th, 2026 put at a $48 strike. At the time, it had a delta below 0.3, which is typically what I look for. And in the grand scheme of things, February is not that far around the corner. I know it's scary to say. And I'm very hopeful and optimistic that BMNR is going to be above $48, hopefully far past $48 by February. And right now it's going for about $52 a share. And something I like to do is I like to ask ChatGPT just to give me its analysis and where it thinks a certain stock will be by some time frame. So I asked ChatGPT where it thinks BMNR could be by the end of the year. And it always gives me these three different scenarios. There's the bull scenario, which as you figure is very bullish. There's the base case, and then there's the bear scenario. And the base case is typically what I look at because usually the bull case is just, in my opinion, more impossible than it is likely. But even with the base case, it's shooting for a $70 to $90 a share range by the end of the year. It even says $70 is a more conservative target, which from $51 in just 2 to 3 months to go to $70, that's a huge gain. And even their bull case, $40 to $60 range, that's where we're at right now. So if things just stay stagnant, stay the same, we'd be right where we are now in 2 to 3 months. Now you might be wondering, how much did I make in terms of ROI when it comes to selling this put? So let's find out. I have a cool little calculator over on my web app on selloptions.net. You can go check it out for yourself. Crunch the numbers on some of your favorite options or ones that you're considering and seeing how they work out and if it makes sense for you. This one in particular, we're going to enter. So as February 20th was the expiration date, so we have to go pretty far out. The premium that I got was per share $10.20. And the strike price was $48. I only sold one contract. Let's go ahead and see what the calculation tells us here. As we already know, I made $1,020 in premium. But how does that come out in terms of ROI? So I had to set aside money as collateral when I sold this put. I had to set aside $4,800 that Robinhood locked up. And after making $1,020, the ROI turns out to be 21% in 122 days time. And if I did this consistently for a year and everything worked out perfectly and they always expired worthless and I got the same amount again the next time I sold a put with this duration, then I would be looking at making 63% annualized every single year. A couple videos back, I went ahead and I looked at how much I made so far in the month of October from selling options. That was a few days ago, so it's not the most recent data. And I believe BMNR was over $1,000 that I made in like 17 days into October. And so I'm continuing to take advantage of the volatility and the speculation on BMNR and making money selling options and then taking that money, by the way, and putting it into my favorite stocks, which have lately been high income ETFs. And so the hope there is I can make passive income for the rest of my life. In some positive news, I think, about BMNR recently, they purchased $250 million in Ethereum when Ethereum ended up taking a dip. If it goes back up to $4,400 per Ethereum, that's going to be wild. So I'm hopeful about the future of this stock, and because of that, I am selling puts on it quite consistently. And thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in a future video.